I love that photo, huh? You know where they took that one? Cobblton, New York. That's right, racetrack, not the street. Friend Bonnie Robinson took that photo. There's something about professional headshots. Other times say, you know what? It's in the moment, living in the moment. Oh my gosh, how important that is. Hey, that was even discussed during the morning stuff. All right, what do you say? Let's get this party rolling over there. And I want to welcome aboard Cynthia. I think you were the first one to join us here today. So welcome to you. And yep, it's Cynthia. So we're all good there. Let's go. Let's get us ready. We're gonna get my ear out of the shot. Let's see my ear. Let's kill the music. No more music. No more me. We're gonna bring that stuff back in a second. No worries there, because there's a bunch of things to talk about. Including, well, let's go up a little bit. That's right, that banner back there, the Toastmaster banner. What a night last night. What a surprise. Maybe it was a surprise or not, but it just kind of was. I spoke in front of a live audience. What a crazy thought, right? But we had our meeting, our first in-person meeting in Toastmaster land in over 3 years. Crazy stuff, right? So we met at the Stony Brook University campus, or on the campus actually. And during the beginning of COVID, we were decided not to, or asked not to, or we're an outside club, not a campus club. So meeting on the campus didn't happen. We moved, we stayed online, we were doing online. We've been doing online for the past 3+ years. 3+ years, can you imagine that one? And I've gotten like so used to doing it online, love the fact of doing it online. And I think there's a lot of benefits to that, of course. Yeah, doing this podcast, like being on camera, more comfortable I get on camera, the more different ways I could utilize the camera, including body language, moving forward on the stage, moving backwards on the stage, vocal variety, etc., etc. I think it's a great benefit. Last night was an eye opener. I kind of forgot the big benefit of actually speaking in front of a group. Now, even when I do the announcing out at Riverhead, with the racetrack, not street, am I really in front of people? Physically, I am, but realistically, I'm talking to a car that I see. I'm talking to the vast group. It wasn't that one-on-one thing and a closeness that you have in a live audience with a live group of people. So it was different. A lot to be said for that. A lot of folks showed up, man. They want to see that in-person event also. So we're in discussions. So technically speaking, my friends, the Toastmaster group, our Toastmaster group, specifically Stony Brook Speech Wolves, we are meeting online until the end of June. Absolutely. After that, July 1 begins our new Toastmaster year. The way Toastmasters is set up is that we have new officers come in every year. Crazy or not, but it's a high turnover because you get a new officer each year, new opinions each and every year, and new people learning what it's like to be an officer of the club each and every year. Last night, we didn't go into that about the officers inside of the club, the vice president of education, membership, the treasurer, president of the club, promotional person, marketing, PR, etc. We talked about the roles at a meeting, which is different. Somebody's the Toastmaster, somebody's the evaluator, somebody's the speaker, etc. Timer's a big one. And and ahh counter. I had more ums and ahs filler words in my speech yesterday than perhaps I do here during this one. I don't know. I don't really count them. But it was more. Wasn't I was nervous, but it was different. It was definitely different. So it is a difference. So is a filler word. Just said that. So don't want to say that. Anyhow, so who knows? We'll see what happens in July. We'll make a decision before that, depending upon who the officers are, as to what we're doing. But if we do meet in person, it will still be on the second and fourth Thursdays of the month. It will still be in the very early evening hours. I don't know if the time is going to change or not. Right now, we meet at 6 o'clock. Maybe we move it up to 5:30, maybe not. But something around 6 o'clock. We'll go for an hour and a half till, let's call it 6 to 7:30, meeting on the Stony Brook campus. We have a nice room that we're able to meet in, which is really nice. Parking is closed, so that's good. It's not a lot of walking, but some of those parking lots on the campus could be, but it is, we're considering it to be an in-person meeting. More to follow on that one as it comes up. But it's been an exciting February, without a doubt. This has definitely been one of a very, very good month, and a lot of things going on. So here's what I want to bring up for tomorrow, actually, or what's happened. So let's bring in this. Let's add in Crash Course Radio. This is Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch is the host of Crash Course Radio. Peter is the owner of Collision Auto Network. And what they are doing is auto repairs, obviously. Obviously, that is the case. So he invited us on. Who is us in this case? He invited David Malkotz on, myself, and John Acacia. Who are these people? Right? Maybe you don't know them. Perhaps you do. So John is the tech instructor at the Oceanside High School. John and his group of people, and I will emphatically say this, John is a team player, an unbelievable team player. It's like, it wasn't me, it was the group. He's not the only tech teacher that are inside of these high schools. There is a number of them. Great stuff. So it really shows you the strength of that whole thing. So through his program, through what they were doing at the Oceanside High School, they had built a boat in years past, and they were building a rat rod. They were building a car from the ground up. It's pretty damn interesting. Great learning experience. He brought that over to the Hauppauge Industrial Association a couple of years ago in pieces, because that's where they were at with it. Now the car runs. Now the car, I believe, is street legal to a point. Not 100% sure on that one, but John was on, and they're now working on another car. John was on that program, Crash Course, because we were talking about students. We were talking about how to get students engaged, high school students engaged in the auto industry. Yes. Or maybe it was the boating industry because he built a boat. Yes. Maybe it was the idea of technology because somebody had to lay it out on an AutoCAD machine. Yes. Maybe it was someone who wanted to get into the visual side of it and understand what waterproofing and shellacking and painting a boat would be like. Yes. And what about painting a car? Yes. And then what about the events that they did where they held a car show? Where they showed off the boat too, of course. And they invited the public down there. Many of the folks that participated in that were graduates of Oceanside High School, and some had some great stories to tell. I wish I recorded them for you. So maybe they were in the event planning business too, all because of a STEM tech program, not even a full-blown auto program. And look what he's doing. So he was on, they were talking about the students, student engagement, getting students interested in different things, giving them the chance to explore some different careers out of doing some stuff that's absolutely fun. For some, maybe some didn't like it. Maybe some decided to go another route with their career. Very possible. Hey, look, we all know sometimes the best thing that we could do is just to outright not like something. Kind of like, you never come up with an answer. Be kind of good at, you don't really come up with an answer. You go into something and you find out you really hate it or you really love it. you now have a career path or a destination path change. Absolutely. Even if it isn't like, I have no interest in doing that. Well, good for you. You've now checked off the box of things you don't want to do. Still looking for the things you do want to do, but at least you know that's not going to be an answer. So that's where that goes. So John was on talking about that from the student level. Now you got students that are really engaged in the auto side of it. That was where David Malkotz came in. David is the associate dean of the automotive program at Suffolk Community College, and he was talking about the different programs, certifications that the students go through. This way, when they're in the program, sometimes they're in the program, not graduates of it, they're getting hired. They're getting hired at places and at these auto dealerships, at some of the government postal service was one of the examples that he gave me. You got to check to see if it's still current, that it's still hiring. So that respect. But that's what we're talking about here. And the amount of money that it costs to go to school to get these certifications to then that you're going to be earning is a multiple, not a multiple of costs that's higher than income. The income level was higher than the cost of the school. That's a good relationship, not the other way around. But that's a good relationship when it costs you X amount of dollars and you make X plus dollars. Not when the cost of education is X dollars and you make X minus on that salary side. That's not good. So we were there and I was talking about, the whole idea is that if there was a permanent facility, boy, oh boy, would that be a great catalyst for these programs? Why? Think of it. When you build something, when you get involved in something, don't you want to see it? If you build a car, don't you want to see it ride? Don't you want to see it drive someplace? Now, if you're building something in high school and it's not a street legal car, you can't drive it in the street. You putt around the parking lot, I guess, but you can't drive it in the street. But if you're out at a private facility, you're out at the track over there where it doesn't have to be a street legal vehicle, has to pass safety requirements, but it doesn't have to be street legal. Now all of a sudden, you got something you could play with a little bit. Maybe the students can't drive it, probably not. But teach can. So that would be cool. That's why I think a racetrack would be a catalyst for these programs. Now, what happens with that? What happens when the students get involved at the high school level, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and they're like, I really want to do this. You go to college, Suffolk Community College, great thing. They have all kinds of certification programs. What kind? Glad you asked. I don't have the answer, but I'm glad you asked because I do have the resource to answer that question. Because that's where tomorrow's show, Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m. That's right, Saturday afternoon, February 25th, from 2 to 3 p.m. You can listen to LI News Radio, Long Island's Business Talk Radio on 103.9 FM, a JVC broadcasting company. Anyhow, I should charge you $1 for that one there, John. John of JVC, John. The Scott Possesses Radio program, Radio Job Line, that is on from 2 to 3 p.m. So you will be able to hear Dr. Bonnie, president of Suffolk Community College. He'll be talking about these work certification programs. What's going on with Suffolk Community College? How important is that college to workforce development? And I can tell you it's very important, really important. Tons of things going on over there. David Malkotz will be on the program too. David is talking about that auto program and how these students are going from learning directly into careers. How do we know that? Because Competition Auto Group was there. Mercedes-Benz service manager Steve Young is going to be talking about forget that. Steve Young is talking about how he's been hiring, their company has been hiring students directly from the program. Fantastic. We'll get the details on Saturday. Looking forward to hearing this myself and to see what exactly is being said about these programs, because I want to know too. Because it's immense. It's immense. And then I spoke to another one of the sponsors that are part of the Racetrack Not Street. I was like, hey, what's the story here with Suffolk Community College? Is it all of the dealerships that are involved? And the answer is yeah. And when I went down to go visit David at the program at Suffolk at the Selden campus, that's an important one too. He showed me all these cars and these dealerships, the auto manufacturers, they're giving brand new cars. And the students get a chance to work on these cars and to understand them and to be able to repair them, work on them in the dealerships and getting hired straight out. It's a great thing. It's so good actually that they need to expand the program. Not even that they want to expand the program, they need to. Need to. The facility they have is at capacity and then some. And the expectation, and I'm hoping this gets covered too on the program there as well, because I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. But I do know the expectation is to build a new second facility on the Brentwood campus, and that should be darn exciting, which also happens to be the same campus where the HIA, oh, we're back to that again, right? Where the HIA is having their trade show. Douglas, good afternoon, is having their trade show, and that is going to take place in May. So we're going to get to that. All right, let's put up Scott's little thing there. So this radio job line, that's from 2 to 3 p.m. Saturday, February 25th. You get a chance to hear what Dr. Bonahue, David Malcotts, and Steve Young will be discussing. And I can tell you, I'm listening in too, without a doubt. So that should be great. And yeah, whoever put the love sign up over there, man, I agree. It definitely is cool. There's so much to be done over here. So much to be done. All right, hey, this is a personal little thing of it. Donna Drake. Donna has been like an unbelievable resource to me for years, really years. It's been great helping people with their elevator pitch, helping people with their getting prepared to go on a radio. Going prepared on a TV show. So she invited me to come down over to the studio to see what's going on over there, and then also she's got a special event that's taking place. So she asked me to join in on that one. So hey, Donna, thank you so much. We'll put a little plug in there. All right, another thing that's coming up, and this is not until May, but it's in May, the Take Steps walks. And let me give you the tie-in on so many of these things. I spoke to somebody over at the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, like, you seem to be doing a lot. Yeah, I'll give you that. But the focus of this has really been to provide career ideas. Yeah, granted, I have a fun time out at the track announcing the cars, and it's been a lot of fun for me. But it might not be fun for somebody else. It might be a career-minded thing. Here's another little thought too. If we knew that the races were going to take place on an annual basis, right now it's only temporary approval, and maybe we could work something out with Suffolk Community College, because they have a radio program over there. Wouldn't it be interesting to have some of those students come down and share the mic with me and understand what it's like to read off information, what it's like to ad lib, what it's like to maybe interview somebody at the track that's at the track that's a dignitary. The Riverhead supervisor is down there quite frequently. Had a number of other elected officials showing up. Some folks that are from the professional racing community just as well. The sponsors, a multitude of different possibilities. So that's exciting. But here's the other thing, and here's the thing with the Take Steps walk. We have a kickoff event that's coming up in March. And these are for people inside the Crohn's world, the Crohn's and colitis world. So it's not that it's for everybody, not the kickoff event. This is, you want to come down there and walk, by all means. You have a business that you want to have sponsor this, love to have you do it. Love to talk about it. Also, happy to give you as much visibility as I possibly can there. But the May walk generally is a couple of thousand people that attend. I will be emceeing it, and happy to share your thing. So here is a question I got from the foundation during the kickoff event. We are always looking for, different donations, corporate sponsorship on that side of it too. Hey, look, we're an organization that's trying to find a cure for Crohn's colitis. More money that gets spent, that has to be spent on putting these events together, that's less money that goes to finding a cure. So anytime we get any kind of sponsorship, you might sponsor the bagels. In this case, we're looking for gluten-free stuff, and that was the question that came back to me. But that's less money that gets spent on other things on the organizational side of the event, and we could reduce the expenses on one side and then perhaps be able to donate additional funds on the other side. So they asked me about, do I know anybody that's got gluten-free products? Just so happens, again, trying to promote the Epcal Park and the different aspects and the learning experience of the whole thing. So my local councilman, Jonathan Kornreich, was kind enough to invite me to an event out at the Stony Brook Food Incubator, which is on the Epcal Park, the executive park over in Carrollton. And I got a chance to meet a lot of these folks out there that have got businesses that they're operating through the Stony Brook Incubator. Some of them are brand new businesses, but they need a real kitchen. They have real products that need to be sold. It has to be made in a certified kitchen. Can't just be made in your house. It doesn't work that way. So it needs to be in a real kitchen. Some of these products are gluten-free. Needs to be done in a gluten-free kitchen, gluten-free facility. So I will be reaching out over there to see if they're interested in perhaps sponsoring with some of the food stuff that they make over here. Does it have to be a lot of product? No, but it would be nice visibility on all sides. We'll get them in front of the gluten-free community. Some of these folks are gluten-free, some are dairy-free. But it'd be nice to do that. Gives me a chance to help on one side, promote on the other side, show people and businesses that are part of the community. That's a win, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Try and tie the whole thing together there. So it's a great thing. So that walk, by the way, is May 7th. If anybody is interested in participating in that, let me know. The kickoff event is March 19th. And if you want to sponsor that in some way, by all means, again, let me know. And I am happy to share with the world your help and participation in this. All right, next slide we got coming up would be the trade show. This is at the Suffolk Community College Brentwood campus. It is May 25th of 2023. As they've done before, there's a Facebook group page for the trade show. It's the 35th annual trade show. And you can go there and just join the group, post up. If you're sponsoring, great. If you're not sponsoring, you're just going, great. Just put in it, hey, we or I will be at the trade show. Make sure you register. If you register in advance, it's free. But let everybody know you're going. It's good. It's good. It's great to see all those people down there at that. In the past they've had like 400 or so exhibitors. Way too early to tell you how many people are exhibiting. Key sponsors, I don't know. You'd have to ask Anthony Forgione. You want to sponsor, you want a table, you want to participate. In that respect, contact Anthony Forgione at the HIA-LI. He'll give you all the details on that one. Next week, maybe I'll have them on, or I'll get you the exact information for you on that one. But this great thing. If you're just attending, go to that Facebook page and say, we will be attending, looking forward to meeting other people as it goes along. That kind of helps a few things. One, the more people who join the group, the more visibility the trade show gets, and also the more visibility you get because there are more people on the Facebook group page. So it's a win for everybody. All right, what do we got next? I updated the slides over here. I forgot what order I put them in. I don't know if I put them in the right order or not. This one's a little bit sooner. So this is one of the car shows. I've been attending these car shows, and they are it's just the local ones. I'm not traveling all over the place for this stuff. Just local. Let me tell you something. There's no need to travel all over the place. There's so many of them. So this one just so happens. Just so happens. And I'll read it. This is probably way too small over there. But this is April 30th, Sunday, April 30th. It's the Long Island Classic Cars. This is a judged car show. So if you have a car that is in that category, you want to look it up. Go to the website, Long Island Classic Cars, and you can go see what the deal is on that one. But it is probably free for spectators. I'm sure most of these things are free for spectators. Some of them are not, and that's because there's a true fundraising component that goes along with it. There is one coming up with the Marty Lyons Foundation connected to it, and another foundation that's connected to it. I think it was the Gary Sinise Foundation, and that one is spectators too. That they're looking for you to pay to go. it's all going to a good cause. So some of that is. But this one's at the campus. This one's at the Brentwood campus. So I would certainly make every attempt to get down there myself. Gives me a chance to, speak to the people on the campus, the car show, promote the drag racing, obviously, promote the career aspect of it, obviously, and tie it in with what is taking place over at Suffolk Community College with the auto program. There's a tie-in with everything. There's a tie-in with everything. And I'm going to give you a thought process here. If you're doing a whole bunch of different things and it's all fragmented and it's not connected in some way, that's a challenge. That's a lot of things to keep track of. Even some of the stuff I got going on, it's a challenge to keep track of. But if it pulls you in too many different directions and it becomes not fun, if it becomes a job to do, then why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? You're doing it to get paid? Okay, it's one thing, right? You go to work, they tell you to do stuff, you don't really want to do it, you're getting paid. It's a job. You find a career that you love and you're asking to do things. That's not a challenge. That's not pulled in different directions. That's an opportunity to learn something different. That's different. With what you do in your free time and your volunteering aspect and promoting different things, your nonprofit efforts, whatever, try to tie it in somehow. Try to tie it in somehow. The more you do it, the more you can tie it in, the better it is. The less you do it, the more challenging it is. And maybe it's too much. You got to pull back a little bit and do it that way. All right, let's go. And hey, wife made it, Alex and Doug. And of course, Cynthia, first to join there. So welcome aboard, folks. All right, so this is over at the campus. What do I put up next? Hey, my buddy, Arthur Jermaine Brandtelling. He's got his customer success story checklist. I can tell you, everything that Arthur does is very actionable. So without a doubt, you definitely want to go there. That is brandtelling.com, and you can go to the website. You can pull that up. What else do we got here? May 20th. May 20th, the Vanderbilt Cup region of the AACA. That's the Annual Veterans Appreciation Car Show. This happens to be at Stony Brook University. How important is that? Well, given the fact that I live in and of the area, it's important locally. Two is the fact that the Vanderbilt Cup region, the Annual Veterans Appreciation Show, car show, I'm not sure if that is tying in with the Beast. That's the number 8 car that Howard Koplik has, and that car won the Vanderbilt raced in the Vanderbilt Cup races in 1909 and 1910. 1909, 1910, right here on Vanderbilt Motor Parkway. So if you're local, Vanderbilt Motor Parkway is actually one of the first paved roads and was one of the first races that took place in America. Fascinating car history here, is it not? So that's up at the campus, and the campus has got a few different connections there too, with I'll bring that one back. We'll end on that one. So the campus is a program called SAE, and I'm not sure what it stands for. I got to get more information on it, but I know that there's a program on the Stony Brook University campus that has to do with that, and that is, I think it's automotive engineering, student automotive engineering, maybe. That's what it stands for. I'll share more with you on that one, I know, but they have the program there is to take a look at the future development of things that move. So it's aerospace and also automotive. Now, if there was a local track for them to practice with those cars, that would be kind of interesting. Oh, by the way, that track happens to be a runway used by Grumman F-14 jets. You think that if the students are building model planes, it would be big enough? Yeah, I tend to think so. You think if that facility was used for future engineering of different developments of new technologies that makes our cars more efficient, makes the batteries maybe get through some of the challenge with these electric vehicles, furthers that development? Wouldn't that be kind of interesting? I tend to think it would. And that's where a big tie in there. That's why I so want to get the schools involved in this whole thing, including the incubator. Maybe it's a high-tech incubator that goes along with it. Brookhaven Labs is not far away. Maybe there's a connection there. Maybe there's a connection with a lot of these things. And the only way to find out is to keep asking questions. My world, I much prefer to ask questions than to give information. It's easy to ask questions. I find it fascinating what some of the answers are when we continue to do that. Bring it right back to Toastmasters. What does Toastmasters allow me to do? Practice my listening skills when I'm listening to the audience. Practice my listening skills if I'm evaluating somebody else's speech. Practice my ability to end and begin a speech on time and be more effective with fewer ums and ahs. How are you helping yourself become more effective? What are you doing? Are you pulling yourself in so many directions it doesn't make sense? Don't do that. We're beyond 30 minutes. Only a few seconds. In Toastmasters, I got 30 seconds. And we use those 30 seconds. And I think I just did. So here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Tune into Scott Possessor's radio job line tomorrow, Saturday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. Check back with me on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as we continue to talk about, well, not tomatoes, but advancing through different opportunities that are presented to us. Because luck does not happen. Luck is made. And the way to make luck, the way to make things happen, is to speak well, to speak often, and live inspired. Have a great day.